There is a silent error that keeps millions of people trapped in financial and spiritual mediocrity. They desire wealth, but they do not build wealth. Wishing is comfortable. Wishing requires no change. Wishing requires no discipline. Wishing allows a person to remain exactly as they are, while fantasizing about a future that never arrives. And this is where most people fail. Because wealth has never responded to desires. It has always responded to results. You can desire prosperity with all the strength of your heart. But if your actions remain small, your habits remain weak, and your decisions remain postponed, the universe does not respond to your desire, it responds to your pattern. Life does not reward intentions. It rewards behavior. And that hurts to hear, because it destroys the most common excuse, I want it so much. Wanting is not enough. It never was. Wealth is a consequence of value delivered, daily discipline, and consistent personal growth. It is not a gift. It is a reflection. While some spend their lives waiting for the right moment, others understand a hard truth early on. The right moment is created by those who prepare. You do not get rich because you wish to. You get rich because you become someone who produces results. And this transformation begins inside. But it proves itself outside, in the real world, through visible actions. If you want to change your financial life, you must stop asking, what do I want? And start asking, who am I becoming every day? Wealth follows invisible but immutable laws. And one of them is simple. Result is the child of discipline. There is no sustainable prosperity without a solid routine. There is no abundance without correct repetition. There is no financial growth without personal growth. The people who win are not the most motivated. They are the most committed. Motivation goes up and down. Commitment remains when no one is looking. It is easy to desire more money. It is difficult to wake up every day willing to do what most avoid. To read when others rest. To study when others are distracted. To act when others only plan. Wealth begins when you understand that small actions, done with consistency, create extraordinary results over time. The world rewards those who solve problems. The larger the problem you solve, the greater the value you generate. And the greater the value you generate, the greater the financial return. It is not luck. It is not chance. It is law. You do not attract wealth because you think positively. You attract wealth because you become useful, competent, and reliable. The question is not whether you deserve more. The question is whether you are prepared to sustain more. Results require internal structure. And that structure is called discipline. All wealth has a price, and few are willing to pay it. The price is not just work. It is renunciation. Renunciation of habits that sabotage. Renunciation of constant distractions. Renunciation of the need for approval. The majority wants the end result but rejects the process. They want the harvest but despise the planting. And life is implacable with this type of mentality. It does not negotiate with laziness. It does not ignore inconsistency. It does not reward those who live in conflict between speech and practice. Wealth requires alignment. Thinking right. Acting right. Persisting right. You do not build prosperity by skipping stages. Each level requires a stronger version of you. And the more you grow, the more responsibility you carry. Wealth is not just having money. It is being able to keep it, multiply it, and use it with wisdom. Therefore, before changing your bank account, life tests your mentality. Before increasing your income, it tests your character. If you fail these tests, the money does not come, or it comes, and goes away quickly. Here is the final truth that changes everything. The rich do not blame the world, they become the cause. They do not wait for perfect conditions. They create conditions. They do not ask permission to grow. They take responsibility. Wealth is not something you chase. It is something that responds when you evolve. When you increase your level of discipline, the world responds. When you increase your value, the market responds. When you change on the inside, reality changes on the outside. Do not wish for a better life. Build a better mind. Do not ask for more money. Become more capable. Do not complain about the lack of opportunities. Prepare yourself to recognize them when they arise. Wealth is a mirror. It reflects exactly who you have become. And the decision is always before you, to continue wishing or to start producing results. Because in the end, life always pays the fair price. And it pays in direct proportion to the man or woman you choose to be every day. One of the greatest enemies of wealth is not the lack of money. It is self-deception. It is when a person believes they are doing enough, when, in truth, they are only doing what is comfortable. They confuse movement with progress. They confuse occasional effort with real discipline. They confuse hope with strategy. And meanwhile, the years pass. The truth is simple and hard. Those who do not measure results live on excuses. Wealth requires brutal honesty with oneself. It requires looking at one's own routine and asking, does what I do every day truly build the future I say I want? If the answer is no, there is no use in wishing for more. Desire does not correct courses. Decision corrects them. Until you change the daily pattern, nothing truly changes. Because success is not a rare event. It is a common habit, repeated for long enough. Time is the fairest judge there is. It is not impressed by speeches. It reveals results. Those who live only on desire become frustrated over time. Those who live on discipline use time as an ally. The difference between those who prosper and those who stay stagnant is not talent. It is strategic patience. True financial results take time to mature, but they require constancy from the very first day. Most give up too soon. Not because the path does not work, but because it requires persistence when there is no visible reward yet. Wealth is built in silence. While no one applauds. While no one notices. And when it finally appears, many call it luck. But it was only time revealing those who understood the laws. There is an order that never fails. First you generate value, then you receive money. Those who try to invert this order suffer. Because the market does not pay for promises. It pays for deliveries. The more you learn, the more you are worth. The more you solve, the more you receive. The more you grow, the more doors open. Wealth is proportional to the impact you cause. Small impact, small return. Great impact, great return. That is why the real work is not running after money. It is investing in yourself. Mental discipline, emotional discipline, practical discipline. When you become rare, money starts looking for you. Because value attracts reward naturally. There comes a moment in life when you can no longer pretend. Either you take control, or you accept the results that come from omission. Wealth is not a distant desire. It is a predictable consequence. Predictable for those who understand the rules. Predictable for those who act with intention. Predictable for those who do not negotiate with their own discipline. Life always responds to the level of responsibility you assume. If you assume little, it delivers little. If you assume much, it demands more, and pays more. In the end, it is not about money. It is about who you became in the process. Because true wealth begins when you stop asking and start preparing. And from that point on, there is no turning back. Only growth. It is not what you dream that defines your future. It is what you do when no one is looking. Your routine reveals exactly where you will arrive. It is honest. It does not lie. You can say you want to prosper, but if your days are disorganized, scattered, and reactive, the result will be predictable. Wealth is born from well-used schedules, from small but firm decisions, from clear priorities. He masters life. He who wastes the day negotiates his own future. There is no prosperity built on constant improvisation. there is only stagnation masked as freedom. When you organize your routine, you organize your mind. And when your mind organizes itself, your results begin to grow. There is a point that all the wealthy have crossed, but few talk about: prolonged discomfort. Growing hurts. Changing is tiring. Disciplining oneself requires sacrifice. But comfort charges a much higher price in the long run. Most flee from immediate discomfort and end up living in permanent discomfort. Wealth requires that you choose the right discomfort. The discomfort that builds. The discomfort that strengthens. You do not evolve where you feel too comfortable. You evolve where you are challenged to become better. If everything is too easy, something is wrong. Because true growth always requires conscious effort. While you blame the government, the market, family, or the past, your life does not move forward. Wealth begins the day you assume total responsibility. Responsibility is not guilt. It is power. When you accept that everything begins with you, you regain control. Those who outsource responsibility hand their own future into the hands of others. Those who assume responsibility create paths where none existed before. Life responds quickly to those who stop complaining and start acting with intention. It does not matter where you came from. It matters what you do from now on. Financial results are a direct reflection of the mind. A confused mind produces confused results. A disciplined mind produces prosperity. Wealth begins when you control thoughts, emotions, and reactions. He who reacts to everything lives exhausted. He who acts with clarity lives in expansion. The trained mind does not seek shortcuts. It seeks consistency. It understands that the process is long, but the result is solid. When you master your mind, money stops being a problem and starts being a consequence. Wanting is emotional. Deciding is rational and definitive. Thousands want to change their lives. Few decide to change their patterns. A true decision eliminates alternatives. It leaves no room for excuses. It creates an internal commitment that does not depend on mood, weather, or motivation. He who decides adjusts his schedule. He who decides changes his environment. He who decides even changes the people he associates with. Wealth begins the day you stop negotiating with yourself. When the maybe dies. When the one day disappears. Decision generates direction. Direction generates action. Repeated action generates result. While you merely want, life watches. When you decide, life responds. Willpower is limited. Environment is permanent. You can be strong for one day, but your environment decides who you will be every day. If you live surrounded by distraction, your mind will be scattered. If you live surrounded by mediocrity, your pattern adjusts downward. Wealth requires environments that pull you upward. Routines that protect focus. People who challenge your growth. Those who take prosperity seriously organize their space, their time, and their relationships. It is not radicalism. It is strategy. You do not grow by fighting against the environment. You grow when the environment works in your favor. The impatient want everything fast. The wise want everything solid. True wealth does not happen in sudden explosions. It happens in silent progressions. Day after day. After decision. Adjustment after adjustment. He who understands this does not despair over slow results. He trusts the process. Haste, error leads to loss. Loss generates frustration. But strategic patience builds strong foundations. And strong foundations sustain lasting growth. While many give up halfway, the disciplined continue, even when tired. And that is why they reach where few reach. In the end, it all comes down to a simple truth. Life pays for the type of person you become. It does not negotiate with empty desires. It responds to character, discipline, and value. Wealth is not an external event. It is an internal reflection. When you grow, it follows. When you mature, it draws near. When you become consistent, it establishes itself. Do not ask anymore when your life will change. Ask who you need to become to deserve that change. Because the moment you understand this, the game changes. You stop asking, stop waiting, stop wishing, and you start building. And everything that before seemed distant becomes only a matter of time.